One of the most closely watched companies in the fintech sector in recent years is Nu Holdings. The company represents one of the most interesting growth stories in the financial technology industry, based in Latin America. The digital banking platform has managed to gain significant attention in global markets thanks to its aggressive expansion and rapidly growing customer base. When we examine the technical structure of the stock, we see a very interesting price history from its initial public offering to today. The IPO and the first major decline in Nu Holdings stock began trading on the New York Stock Exchange on December 6, 2021. The IPO price was approximately $12.26 per share. Although investor interest was strong in the early days, global macroeconomic conditions created pressure on many growth stocks, especially fintech companies. Rising interest rates, tightening monetary policy, and a shift away from high-growth technology stocks caused significant selling pressure across the fintech sector. Nu Holdings was no exception to this trend. As a result, Nu stock experienced a sharp decline, eventually falling to around $3 per share. Compared to the IPO price, this represented a loss of roughly 70 to 75% in value. Throughout 2022 and part of 2023, fintech valuations were under heavy pressure, and this broader market sentiment played a major role in the decline of Nu Holdings shares. However, when we look at the chart from a technical perspective, the price action during this period actually created an important accumulation phase. After the steep decline, Nu stock traded sideways for an extended period between $3 and $5 in technical analysis. Such sideways price ranges are often interpreted as accumulation zones where long-term investors and institutional buyers begin building positions. During this period, the stock formed a double bottom pattern near the $3 level, which is considered one of the most reliable bullish reversal formations in technical analysis. Once this formation was completed, upward momentum started to build. Buyers gradually returned to the market, and Nu stock slowly entered a new upward trend. Following the double bottom, the recovery gained momentum, particularly throughout 2024. The stock steadily climbed higher and eventually reached approximately $16 per share around November 2024. From the $3 bottom, this move represented an impressive gain of more than 400%. Naturally, after such a strong rally, many investors decided to lock in profits. This is a common pattern in financial markets. Strong rallies are often followed by corrective phases. That is exactly what happened with Nu Holdings. After reaching the $16 level, Nu stock faced selling pressure and began to pull back. During this correction phase, the price declined to approximately $9 per share. Such pullbacks are quite normal after rapid rallies. Some investors take profits while others wait for better entry points. In the case of Nu stock, the $9 level acted as a strong support zone, where buyers eventually stepped back into the market. Moving into 2025 and early 2026, the stock once again started to recover. With renewed buying interest, Nu shares climbed higher and eventually reached around $19 by the end of January 2026. Marking another attempt at new highs, however. After this move, the stock once again experienced selling pressure. As of now, the price is trading around $14.58 per share. From a technical perspective, one of the most important levels in the recent price structure was $16.40. This level had previously acted as a resistance point in technical analysis. There is a well-known principle: old resistance often turns into new support once it is broken. However, since the price recently fell back below the $16 area, short-term momentum appears to have weakened slightly. If we apply Fibonacci retracement levels to the rally that started in April, several important support areas become visible. To key levels stand out, in particular, $15.14, $14. These levels may act as potential support zones where the stock could stabilize and attract buyers. Again, right now, the $14 level appears to be an important psychological support area. If the stock manages to hold this level, we could see a new wave of buying interest that might push the price back toward the $16 to $17 range. However, if the $14 support level breaks, There is also a possibility that the price could move lower toward the $12 area. Beyond the technical picture, the company's fundamentals and recent developments are also very important for the future of new stock. Nu Holdings is the parent company of Nubank, one of the largest digital banking platforms in Latin America. Over the past few years, the company has been pursuing a very aggressive growth strategy. Looking at the company's 2025 financial results, the numbers are quite impressive. Revenue increased by 45%, reaching approximately $16.3 billion, while net income rose to $2.90 billion. In the fourth quarter alone, the company reported revenue of nearly $4.9 billion, marking another record. Another remarkable metric is the rapid expansion of the company's user base. By the end of 2025, Nubank had reached approximately 131 million customers, making it one of the largest digital financial platforms in Latin America. The company's credit portfolio has also been expanding rapidly, particularly in credit cards and consumer lending. These segments have become key drivers of revenue growth for the company. Despite the strong financial performance, some investors remain cautious about rising costs. Although the company increased its net profit by roughly 50% in the fourth quarter, reaching about $895 million, market concerns about operational costs and future margins created short-term volatility in the stock. This highlights an important reality in financial markets. Investors do not only look at current earnings, they also pay close attention to future expectations and profitability trends. One of the most important strategic developments for Nu Holdings is its plan to enter the United States banking market. The company has applied for a U.S. national banking license, and reports indicate that it received preliminary approval in 2026. If the process is completed successfully, Nu Holdings could eventually provide full banking services in the United States. Such a move could significantly expand the company's global presence and potentially transform it from a regional fintech leader into a much larger international financial player. From a technical perspective, Nu stock has established a strong long-term recovery after its post-IPO decline. The double bottom formation near $3 marked a major turning point and initiated a powerful upward trend. On the fundamental side, several factors support the company's long-term growth story. Rapidly increasing customer base, strong revenue growth, a scalable digital banking model with lower operating costs. However, in the short term, factors such as rising expenses, investment spending, and broader fintech valuations could continue to create volatility in the stock price. From a technical standpoint, $14 currently represents a critical support level. If the stock manages to hold above this level, we could see another move toward the $16 to $19 range. On the other hand, if this support level breaks, a deeper correction toward lower levels cannot be ruled out.